Welcome to The Coffee Grind with the Denton Chamber of Commerce, powered in part by Classic of Denton. The views and opinions expressed by the show hosts and their guests are those of the show host and guests, and not necessarily those of the sponsors, DentonRadio.com, or the Denton Convention and Visitors Bureau. For more information, visit the Policies and Procedures page at DentonRadio.com.
Good morning, Denton. My name is Travis Veselka, and I'm the Director of Communications and Marketing for the Denton Chamber of Commerce. And joining me today is a very special co-host, Michelle Houston with Access Bank. You can.
Oh, hi.
That's your entree.
Hi, world. Hi.
So
thank you for having me, Travis.
Well, thank you for being here. With Access Bank, what's your role at the bank?
I'm the VP of Marketing.
And you are also a board member for the chamber.
Thank you. Yes, I am. I love to be involved in my community, which is a treasured moment.
Absolutely. I like that. That's something that I think everybody should have the same opinion.
Yeah. Yes, you got to get in there. You got to get involved. Let me just do that PSA right now. Yeah, get to know your people and get in there.
And if you've ever seen Michelle around town, you know how involved she is. You're everywhere, almost everywhere.
I like to know what's happening. I love people. So they're so interesting.
Well, we're not going to blame you for it.
They are so interesting. I'm like, what you doing? Yes.
So today, normally we would have a guest on, but today you're a wealth of information, so we're just going to chit chat together.
Thank you. Wow.
We kind of chit chatted about this a little bit earlier, but so today we're going to talk about some networking tips and some time management tips and see where that takes us.
Oh, it's going to be exciting. Buckle up. Buckle up.
All right, so which one do you want to talk about first?
Okay, you're going to have to throw me a softball. Let's go networking.
All right.
Networking for 400.
Okay, so in networking, this is something that I think that I personally think that you're really good at this because you come off as a genuine person, and that's really helpful. But you have a very good way of networking, and is there a succinct way that you might be able to tell people kind of what your thought process is on how you just make connections with people so that you can work together and collaborate later on?
Well, I love that you use the word succinct, so I'm going to practice that. That's always it's a challenge. You just need to first be honest, and if you're going to approach somebody, really be interested in what they're going to say. So there's nothing worse than asking somebody, how are you? And then you've already really tuned them out. And because I guess you're going to expect them to be like fine or whatever. But you know what? They might actually tell you something. So you got to kick in that active listening. So just know that when you ask somebody something, just take a moment to really listen and pick up on those nonverbals, which are 85% of communication. Okay, there's a tip. There's a percentage for you. So pick up on everything, because it's not about the jugular and the cell. I mean, let's get to know, what is that person? What are they interested in? Why are they passionate about what they do? I mean, it is fascinating. They've got a story, and you get to be your own journalist. Get in there, find out what their story is. Yeah. And not in like a cheesy dating way. What's your story? Hey, what's your story?
Right.
Yes. I mean, you can, because that will definitely break the ice. But yeah.
Right.
And then guess what? You're going to learn something.
That's really true.
Yes.
So, I think it turns a lot of people off when we start using terms for what usually comes natural. So like what we're really talking about is just, here's how to have a conversation with somebody. And yet, we talk about it as networking, because when you come at it from a business perspective, you want to make sure that we're using the terminology that says, like, I am connecting to these people and I'm building a network of contacts and things like that. But it really is just meeting somebody, learning something about them that you retain that's conversation worthy. And then the next time you see them, it's like, hey, how's that thing that you were working on that you mentioned when I met you 2 weeks ago, a month ago? What happens?
Right. You've got to take the work out of the networking. I mean, you do want it to be genuine. And, okay, so there's kind of a joke around my inner circle that I'm a little bit like Dory, so I'm kind of forgettable. I'm not forgettable. Well, I might be, actually. But I forget a lot. I'm forgetful.
You just keep swimming.
I'm forgetful. So I do keep swimming. I have to. So, because there's sharks out there, but that's another story. So what I do is, if I see you and we're at the buffet, one of my favorite places to be, and we're talking at a networking function, and I learned something about you, like Jay, I just found out that you call Jason Jay. I'm like, oh, thoughtful note. So after I'm done, if I've gotten your business card or if I got my little phone, then guess what? I'm going to put either on the back of that business card or if I've been privileged enough to get your phone number or your email address, and I'm putting you in my, if you get into my phone, under notes, I'm going to be like, call Jason J. And then that's just going to help me next time be like, hey, how's Jay?
Oh,
and
you don't get to call him that. I'm just kidding.
No, I ask you how Jay is. Yeah, because I wouldn't be so bold, so forward. No.
Right. It's just being.
So just make sure when you're eye contact, listen to what they say. When they tell you a tidbit that you are like, ooh, I can use that later, then write it down so you don't forget. And then recall it. Yes. Some people don't have to write down, but just in case, because you might meet a lot of people. I mean, I hope you meet a lot of people, even if you're like my husband, who's an engineer, introvert, patent attorney, he will meet maybe 3 max in a 2 to 4 hour period, but he will know so many intimate details, and he'll be able to recall them.
Sure.
And so that's so meaningful. And so when he sees them again a year later, because that's how much he networks, a year later he'll see him, but we'll know so much about that person, and it just really brings them in. And that's what it is, because you become friends. And who are you going to refer? Your friends, right? Because you trust them, and that's a big deal. Trust is a big deal.
I read somewhere that, recommendation, not to be off topic, but I read somewhere that recommendations, that you have a hierarchy generally. So, total strangers, you really don't listen to total strangers. And you also don't listen to the people who are trying to sell you on something, if it's their thing to sell. Who you end up listening to the most would be anyone who you trust as like a food editor or like a movie critic. That type of person, the person who sort of like is known for reviewing things, you would trust those people who leave reviews, and you also trust your friends and family.
Absolutely. And mine's probably flip-flop, but...
Is it really?
Yes.
Your friends and family, and then...
And then the
experts. The reviews? Okay.
Yes.
Indeed. Well, it's one of those two.
All right.
That you
there
generally
it is.
Listen to.
Okay. Well, good. I'm ranking 50% then.
Indeed.
that's where I'm at.
But, that's just a handy tip in case you ever had to like give referrals for something, it's your friends that you want to have those referrals come from.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm calling you. I think that's, was that Craigslist? And I mean, I think that's how it was founded, is that Jenny's List. Angie's List. Yeah. It's going really well for me. So, sorry, Angie. But yeah, that was the premise, right? Because you go to your friends.
Yeah, you leave a review. And so, all right, so networking, have we talked about this enough?
Oh, I think so. I mean, people are power. So you get in there, get involved, get to know them. Do your comfort level, because not everybody is as gregarious and outgoing
right, you don't have to be that
maybe
person.
Travis and I, where we're just like, we can't wait to meet you, which is scary for some. They're like, they start backing away. And you know what?
Intimidating.
And if you are like us, pick up on those cues too. Don't just attack them. Don't, because we can be overwhelming. I'm not so much you. I can be a little overwhelming. I mean, I'm excited and I'm excitable and I want to know stuff.
You're very
and
energetic.
I'm animated and energetic. And some people are just like, ooh, we're not there yet. So, and I'm loud. So I have really had to work on calming down, recognizing, being like, ooh, they're backing away. So
to like meet
tone it
energy
down.
level down.
Yes. So I've had a softer spoken.
Indeed.
And how's it going? And I really have to like slow it down.
Right.
And so just as much as I encourage those that are introverts to get out there and go ahead and stick that hand and shake that hand.
Right.
I also have to teach my birds of a feather to just kind of just take it back, just pay attention, listen.
That's important.
Yes, and you have to be fearless. It's not easy.
Right.
Meeting new people, get out of your head. You know what? They're not thinking what you think they think about you.
That is such an important thing to remember. They definitely are not thinking what you think they're thinking.
Right.
About you.
Your mind speak. You've got to work on it. You've got to work on it before you even get in. Be like, you know what? I just want to make one good friendship. I just want to make one friend.
Just one.
That's fine. Just set that, because that's achievable.
It is.
And that at least is like, no matter who you are, you can talk to one person and you can talk about how delicious the food is, or what they're wearing. I mean, anything. Just pick something that you can both, that's neutral, that you can both be like, yes, no, let's have so now we're talking about something. So get your head on straight, because sometimes if you network a lot, you're tired. You're like, oh, another one.
It can be draining. Yeah.
Yeah. So you just get your head on straight. Be like, this is exciting. I'm about to make a new friend, and who knows where that friendship's going to go.
Right.
And so get your head right. And then afterwards, be like, okay, do I need to put any notes down? Put your little notes down in a reliable source where you know that you can recall them later.
Right. It's a little reference.
Right. So just be fearless and be mindful of others.
That's awesome. That's great advice. So thank you for sharing.
Woo!
All right. So the other thing we're going to talk about is time management.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm glad you brought me in for that.
Indeed.
I'll be listening.
We're all very busy people, and you and I both had a conversation earlier about that. But I was telling you, and so I will now tell them, that I went through what's known as like a time audit.
Right.
And so it basically consists of you pick an interval of time. I picked 15 minutes, and that's, you might think, good gosh, that's every 15 minutes you're going to be doing something. I'm like, well, bear with me. So every 15 minutes, I had a notebook sitting next to me with a pen at the ready. And so every 15 minutes, I would write down.
Did you set a timer? Be like,
I sure did.
Hey, okay.
Yes, so I have it on my watch, and I just had it every 15 minutes, set the timer. So here we go. 15 minutes, you start writing down. What am I doing? Am I checking email? And, okay, I'm writing that down. And then the next thing is I'm answering or calling someone back from a voicemail that they might have left me. Okay, so I'm returning phone calls. And what you end up doing is seeing how are you spending your day? So in every 15 minutes or every half hour or something like that, you're just going to keep track.
It's got to be fascinating.
So you end up seeing really.
Oh, and you're telling on yourself too.
Yeah, you are.
Like, hey.
So, okay, here's 15 minutes. I was talking to my coworker, hanging out. I went to go get, water, something like that.
I call that business development.
Sure.
Meetings.
Sure.
Yes.
So I did this for a business week, so 5 days. And at the end of that is where you start to audit what you're looking at. So how much time am I spending doing specific kinds of things? And is there a way for me to decide, is this something I must do? Is this something that I can delegate to someone else to do? Or is this something that I can delete from my
That is so great.
schedule of stuff?
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to try this because
it's going
to be
illuminating.
interesting. Yes.
And what I
Illuminating?
illuminating.
Illuminating. I was like, wow, you scratched off a lot.
So essentially at the end of this, you'll find out just how effective you are and how efficient you are with your time. And if there's places where you can plug something in, or if you need to start practicing time blocking or things like that, this will give you a base level to understand, how am I spending my time? It's not just trying to remember those things, because I don't know about you, but when people ask me, what'd you do today? I'm like, gosh.
You're going to ask Dory that.
I'm sure I did a lot of things. I just don't remember what they were.
Right.
Well, this is a way to look back and be like, wow, I spent a lot of time checking email. I spent a lot of time answering the phone. Is this something that, could be addressed in some way?
Right.
So that's simply, my little 2 cents about.
I love it. I can't wait to try it. I'm a little intimidated. Maybe I'm like, ooh, okay, we're going to try it. We're going to try it.
It just takes a little bit of commitment for a week, just 15 minutes, 30. You can even break it down to 30 minutes.
Right, because I feel like I'm about to overwhelm myself if I see it on paper. But you know what? I'm going to be fearless on this too. I'm ready.
Indeed, do you have any time management things that you've employed or that you know about?
Well, thank you. Have you done any research on this at all? What I do is I'm a constant prioritizer and reprioritizer because I deal with a lot of fires. Look, I'm an implementer,
Something's rising to the top all the time.
We're about to start something. I'm a project coordinator, so people bring ideas to the table. I'm like, we can do it. So what that means, though, and I'm also some people go to meetings and they're like, oh, the meeting was boring. Okay, I go to meetings and it's just nothing but action items. If I have 3 meetings in a week, then what happens is I already have my week planned out, my day planned out, and then I'll go to a meeting and then I'll have 3 more action items. So then I come back and I have to prioritize. I'm like, okay, so prioritizing is tremendous, just like when you do your time audits.
Yeah.
So every morning I'm like, okay, here we go. So I put in what I have to, and I'll bullet point everything, and then I'll star, okay, these are the must-dos.
Important.
And then as I'm going through my day, as an executive approaches, and they're like, we need this stat. I'm like, go on it.
Yep.
And so then I look at my list, I'm like, okay, we're going to sneak this right here. And so that's what's really important is prioritizing. And then just being flexible enough to go back, review your list, be like, oh, guess what? We're adding this. And then seeing what you can move off.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not trying to initiate a whole campaign
what
for
goes down
procrastination.
It goes down the list.
Yeah, but you just have to really know what your fires are so that they don't completely kill your forest.
Absolutely. That is some sage wisdom right there.
You gotta stay on top of your game.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Stay positive. You can do it. You can do it. Call me if you feel like you can't. You can.
Lynn Watson has waved. Hello, Lynn.
Hey, Lynn.
She's a good friend of mine.
Oh, good.
She has an English accent.
Lynn, you don't know how I am about accents, but I like them. I like them a lot. I married one, a Brit.
That's right. Yes, and he does have a very faint accent now, but
Yes. Well, he keeps it alive.
until it comes out a little bit heavier. Okay, I got you.
That's right.
Alrighty. Well, we have some announcements for upcoming events. If you'd like to
Yes, please take it away.
go on this journey with me.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Well,
so
I'm already buckled up.
I feel like, can you help me out with that one?
Oh, please. Oh. Do you want me to just say it?
You just, here's how that works. You can say what the event is.
So I'm in training. See, this is what you do when you delegate. And he's teaching me right now. Okay, so we've got the Texas Bone and Joints ribbon cutting. I love ribbon cuttings. You know what? This is a great opportunity for you to network. If you are just starting networking, I started out ribbon cuttings. So you go and you cheer them on, and they're opening their doors, and it's very exciting. So Texas Bone and Joints ribbon cutting, and if you need some tips, I'll be there. So it's Thursday, November 7th. Well, that's today at 11:30. Okay, get
It's very
ready.
soon.
11:30 to 12, and it's at 3537 South I-35E, Suite 112 here in Denton, Texas. You know what is free? So come on and support your fellow Denton Chamber member. Get on down here. Yeah. Texas Bone and Joints, ribbon cutting.
Thank you. All right, so tomorrow we've got our Moulin Rouge Casino night. And
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la. Zut alors. So
Wait,
here-
you can't say that, can you?
So there are tickets still available. The registration has not shut down for that. You can actually, still get your tickets on the morning
You
of.
have to come. It's going to be so much fun. Oh, and guess what? Rose's Costumes, 20% off. If you
Really?
mention
That's awesome.
Yes, if you mention the event, get on down there. Tell Daniel, say, I am with the Denton Chambers Moulin Rouge.
Anything French, anything cabaret,
Yes. Anything card sharky?
anything card sharky.
Yeah. They were trying to push some zoot suits, and I'm like, oh,
wrong
I'm
decade.
like, we'll accept it.
Okay,
like
well,
stripes.
yeah, that's fine.
I mean, hey, we're all right.
I mean, at the end of the day, we just want to have fun.
Yeah.
That's what that's about. So this is going to be taking place at the Patterson-Appleton Arts Center tomorrow, starting at 6:30. Highly recommend if you would like to be there, get your ticket. And also, this is presented by Haysbury White Van Zant, so they have been so kind to be supportive of this event.
Yes.
And Richard Hayes, just like last year, I'm sure will be at his favorite gaming table, the craps table, having just a really good time.
Excellent. All right. I'm sure he appreciates that promo. Nothing. At least you weren't saying he's going to be at the bar.
No, he wouldn't be at the bar.
No,
he
'cause
loves craps.
He's got to dominate
That's a
that
great
craft
game.
table. You're right. We got DFW's Neuropaths ribbon cutting. Oh, that is in a week from today, Thursday, November 14th, from 3 to 3:30. Their location is 2435 West Oak Street, Suite 101, Denton, Texas. DFW's Neuropaths ribbon cutting.
I like it.
Thanks.
What is a neuropath? Do we
It
know that?
sounds like it's involved with your brain.
I like it.
You got neural pathways, which they train. So if your neural pathway is going down the wrong direction, you know what? You got to stop yourself. So you've got to be aware and then retrain it to go the other direction. So if you're like, I love French fries, I love French fries, I love French fries, you got to stop and say, okay, I just need one French fry, one French fry. I don't know, something like
I like
that.
it.
I am not a degree professional in this.
Not a neuropath. Got it.
What? Is that coming off?
All right. So Center for Women Entrepreneurs over from Texas Women's University is going to be holding, I believe it's several months worth of workshops. This one is called Free Business Resources at the Library. So this is, if you're not familiar, the library has a lot of resources. You just have to get a library card in order to use them, and that's free. They will go over business plan and finances. So if you're not sure what kind of business plan that you need to put together or how to put one together or what your finances need to look like for that, this is a really great workshop to get
huge.
you on the
Yeah.
right path. This is going to be referencing library resources, but it's not at the library. It'll be at Spring Hill Suites Hotel.
That is great. If you're an entrepreneur, if you've got an idea of a business that you want to start, you have to have a business plan. I mean, anytime you want to approach investors or a bank,
They're gonna
just
ask you
FYI,
for a
they're going to want to
business
see
plan.
your business plan. So for a free resource, get in there. Oh, hey, any labs test now? Okay.
Any lab test
Any
now.
lab test nows? Ribbon cutting. Okay, that is Wednesday, November 20th, 11:30. I'll spare you the address because you can just Google it. Any lab test now.
And they will do any lab test
Just like it says.
right now.
I love it.
Yep.
I love it.
I asked them the question about.
Oh,
like,
you did?
I sure did.
Oh,
like,
you
so
need,
so
you
what
need
are we
to get
talking
tested?
about?
Okay.
What are we talking
It's
about?
getting very personal.
And it's like,
Is it that kind of interview? Tell me.
I need you to test something. But I asked them, like, what do you mean by any lab test? And they're like, literally any lab test that you
They're
need
like,
done.
it's in the name. Did they look at you condescendingly like, that's right.
They should have, because I questioned them.
Right. But they didn't, so they're friendly, so don't be scared.
Yes.
You can go in there.
They
They're
were very
approachable.
friendly.
Approachable. I like it.
All right. So as you might know, every month we have a government relations meeting that's open to our members. And this will be taking place Wednesday, November 20th. We will have Jesse Davis, who's the recently elected city council member for District 3.
Congratulations.
Coming in to talk to chamber members. If you live in District 3, I highly recommend attending just
Would
because
make
he's
sense.
your city council member. But you can also just come in as someone who might just want to be curious about who's on city council and what
Right.
he's got going on. I will tell you, he currently sits on the Committee on the Environment, the Council Airport Committee, the Council Appointee Performance Review Committee, Hotel Occupancy Tax and Sponsorship Committee, and the Convention Visitors Bureau Advisory Board.
Oh, my goodness. He's
So-
committed. That's good. You need somebody involved.
So if those are anything that you touch industry-wise from your business, highly recommend just going in and getting to know him because
a
he
good
sits
tip,
on
yeah.
those committees. It seems like you're getting all the ribbon cuttings.
Hey, well, I love ribbon cuttings. Okay, we got Jeff Gamble's Photography's ribbon cutting. You know, holidays are coming, so
That's
get
right.
those family photos. And right here, I bet he might be wheeling and dealing. Jeff Gamble's Photography's ribbon cutting, which is Thursday, November 21st. Yeah, just before Thanksgiving. It's up there with pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
This makes sense. Okay.
If you need a headshot, I do know he's got special deals where you can get your headshot for a discounted rate.
Knew it.
Certain days, I think. If you just reach out to him, he'll tell you what those days are.
Love it.
Alrighty, here's another workshop. We're going to go through just to the end of the month. Tuesday, November 26th. This one also from Center for Women Entrepreneurs at TWU, and this one is about accounting and cash flow. Thank you. Accounting and cash flow.
I'm a contributor.
And knowing your numbers. So they will have a subject matter expert named Lynn Irving come in to talk about poor financial management and decision making remaining one of the strongest drivers of small business failure. And so this is a way to get past this sort of crucial 5-year milestone of making sure all your numbers are in the right places.
Yeah, a lot of people are scared of numbers. So especially opening your own business. Normally when you do that, it's because you're really great at cooking or really great at craftsmanship. And numbers can be intimidating. So another incredible free resource, at least, yeah. So get in there.
Absolutely.
That's great. November 26th.
I think you just register in advance, and that's how you get into those.
Okay.
All
Great.
right, and last but not least is going to be Saturday, November 30th. This is the Saturday following Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and then it's
Is it a
the
workout?
Saturday. It's Shop Small Saturday.
Yes, it is. My kind of workout.
Yeah.
You're getting your steps in.
All
you're
kinds of
shopping.
steps.
Weight resistance.
Do your arm curls.
right, that's
all
right.
kinds of good stuff. So this is going to be a community-wide effort between the members of the Denton Chamber of Commerce and the members of Denton Main Street Association. And so we're partnering together.
Thank goodness.
And for the small, entry fee of $10, which goes towards, some of the costs for promotion, but also towards prize money and things like that, so we can incentivize people. It is a shop small promotion where if you sign up for this and you're a member of these two organizations, then we will get the information from you about whatever deal or what kinds of things you're offering on Shop Small Saturday, and we will help promote those on your behalf.
It's so important to support your local businesses. Extremely. I mean, just, they are the fabric of our community. You have to. So I got this from your email and I sent it to my entire company. So go ahead, use those email airwaves and
Absolutely.
forward this on. Tell your friends. And then you can get a whole group and you can shop hop. You don't have to
Absolutely.
wait till Black Friday. Get in there.
And this isn't limited to just downtown. This is completely, covering the whole Denton community area.
Nice.
So, like I said, there are some parts in here that require a little bit of upfront information that we would need to know. So just
I mean, if you want to win.
yeah, well, if you're going to be able to help contribute to the contest, it would be a selfie contest. So there's prize money for who manages as a business to get the most selfies at their business. And I believe there's also prize money for...
Does Cheryl know about this? You know how Cheryl is. Cheryl English, selfie queen.
Yes, she should really be informed. But there's also a prize for whoever the person is, the shopper, who visits the most businesses and takes the most selfies while they're shopping or have bought something.
That's good.
So it's a way just to promote, getting around town and getting some of that good social media information.
That sounds fun.
There's about 20 businesses that have signed up so far, and
that's a lot.
I hope to see...
It's a marathon. This is my kind of marathon. Yes, a shopping marathon. Finally.
I mean, try and hit up as many as you possibly can.
5K, that's so yesterday. Let's do a shopping marathon.
All right. Well, so usually I would ask this of the special guests, but, since you're here and you're the only one, I'm going to ask this of you.
But
So
since you're here.
we generally have a follow-up question at the very end.
Oh.
It's a prepared, fun question that I never prepare anybody for.
Okay, yay.
So it's really
I'm
easy.
excited.
Yeah,
you
it's
know
really
what?
easy.
I'm going to reframe this. I'm excited.
Is your adrenaline pumping
Lay
right
it
now?
on. Lay it on me.
You get to choose from these questions. What is your favorite way of dentoning? Or what was your first job? Or are you listening to any podcasts or audiobooks or things or reading a book that you might think is interesting to share?
Ooh, so many things.
You can pick one.
Okay, you know what? Well, I'm going with the first one because my attention span. And I feel like it's topic related. So let's do my favorite way of denting, honestly, is, well, drinking is involved. And I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. Because there's Twilight tunes, there's Wine Squared, there's Chestnut Tree, we've got Steve's Wine Bar. And there's so many of my friends that are right here. And we just get together and we get to relax and
so you
have
like to
fun.
socialize and...
Yeah, you kind of get your own moment. And it's just so comfortable and so great. And there's normally incredible music,
Absolutely
great food, fun drinks, and fun friends. And that is what makes up the world, is when you can have those intimate moments, those authentic, real moments where you can you just chill for a second? Yes, please sign me up for that. So as much as we have hectic lives, take a minute for yourself, like working out and, whatever reading a book. Take a minute with your friends, because those are cherished relationships.
Well said.
So that's my favorite part of denting, is the dent nights.
I love it. That's a great answer.
Thank you.
That's a perfect answer. All right. Well, thank you for that. And thank you for being my co-host and my
really
guest.
appreciate
And
it. Thank you.
my
I've had a
friend.
great time.
Good.
Thank y'all for hanging in there with me. Thank you.
All righty. So thank you also to Jake.
Yay, Jake.
At Discover Denton. And
You
for more
get to bump over here? Do you get to do a selfie? Do you get to come over here? No? No. Sorry.
Oh, and we have a couple of things. I just want to cover up these. Tracy says, thanks for the update on everything the Chamber has going on. Thank you, Tracy.
Thanks,
and Center for Women Entrepreneurs, thank you for giving us a shout out, sharing about our small business development training that's coming up. Absolutely.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, if it follows along with anything the Chamber's got going, we are happy to help move those things along. It helps everybody move forward.
It does.
So for more information about the Denton Chamber of Commerce, you can reach us at denton-chamber.org. You can find us on social media at Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all kinds of places. You can also download these podcasts from major podcast supplied websites.
You know what Denton Chamber means? It means business.
I love that. Thank you. All right. And you can catch us here again next week on Thursday at about 10-ish.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. We want to thank our partners and sponsors who made this show possible. And now stick around for a word from all of us here at Discover Denton. Do you love live music? If so, make Denton, Texas your next vacation. Find more information at discoverdenton.com.